All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and leave a message below if you like or if you don't like what you hear. All right, anyway, continuing to talk about money. I've been trying to make this video all day, but people just keep coming in, so I don't know what to do. I thought we was in quarantine. Where are people coming from? Anyway, I want to talk to black folks about what black folks do. And I'm talking to all black folks, not just educated black folks, not just black folks on the street, not just black folks in the hood, not just black folks in the suburbs, not just black folks, but black folks all over the world in the whole diaspora. There are a couple of things. I think that the first thing that I want to talk about is insurance, and I got a couple of frat brothers that do insurance in Atlanta, and so at the beginning of the year, every year, they contact me, and they're like, hey, do you need your insurance upgraded, and blah 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 blah. And then, of course, my wife is going to keep my life insurance upgraded so that in case I die, she's going to make sure she get her money. But anyway, oh yeah, and it's not a good idea to try to kill somebody for life insurance because they will catch you. Trust and believe. That's like one of the crimes that is impossible to get away with. And even if you get away with it, they probably won't give you the money anyway. So save yourself the time and the trouble. All right, that's just a little piece of lawyerly advice to give y'all. All right, so now black folks don't get insurance. Some do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all, but most black folks don't get insurance. They don't get life insurance. They only get the insurances that you have to get, and then that's where the whole theme of riding dirty came from, because people be riding around without car insurance. Because they can't really, they can, like, if you don't get house insurance, there's not a lot they can do. But if you don't get car insurance, there's a lot they can do. But anyway, so you got to start getting insurance, y'all. Definitely get insurance, and get insurance on everybody, your children, your parents, whoever's in your circle, in your family circle, you should have insurance on them. And because there are three things that are inevitable, two of them are be black and die. So you're going to be black. If you black, you're going to be black. And eventually one day you're going to transition to the other side. I won't say die. I know that, being into spirituality, we understand the concept that, that basically that your energy doesn't die. It just transforms or transcends. So you just gotta take that for what it's worth. But the bottom line is, at some point you will leave the earth plane. Okay, we'll put it like that. So at some point you will leave the earth, and you're gonna need insurance. Now, if you want a big elaborate funeral, you're definitely gonna need some good insurance, because funerals are through the roof. I won't even go into talking about how much funerals are and all that kind of stuff. But we for some reason, black folks don't seem to like to talk about this stuff. And the reason is, I guess they think that if they talk about it, they're going to die. But guess what? If you don't talk about it, you're going to die. So get the money. And that's and so that's one of the things that the majority community, the white community, and I can't remember which community it was, say like, yeah, they die, they have a quick funeral, and then they read the will and divvy up the money, because they know that they're going to live on. And that's what we need to start doing, because, everybody think about all the people in your family that have died. And if you would have had insurance on them, okay, by now your lifestyle would be a lot better than probably what it is. So that's one of the first things. So get insurance. You can get burial insurance. You can get house insurance, car insurance. You can pretty much insure anything against a bad outcome. All right. So if that's what you want to do, business, you can also insure your businesses. Like if you have a business, a LLC, a corporation, a limited liability company, a partnership, whatever, limited partnership. You can insure all of these businesses against what? Against loss. Like, what if you open a business and somebody comes in and sues you? What if what if you open a restaurant, they eat a piece of your fire hot chicken and it burns their tongue and they go to court and they sue you? So either you're out of business or you just get the insurance to pay them off. Think about it. All right, so insurance is important. The next thing that I want to talk about is investing, because another thing that black folks don't do, we don't invest. And with all these things, believe me, until recently, I was guilty of all of them. I was guilty of all of them. But instead of spending money, invest your money and save your money. Do two things: invest and save, because eventually there will be a rainy day, or eventually you'll get old and you'll want to do something that you can't do right now, right? So invest, and learn how to play the markets. Learn how to play the stock market. Learn how to play the new all these cryptocurrencies now, Bitcoin, et cetera, et cetera. Learn how this stuff works. It's important. And learn how to, and I'll just tell you how me and my son got into stocks. We got into stocks by, we'd be riding around, and basically I would tell him, I'll be like, okay, let's look up some penny stocks, meaning stocks that are below $5. So look up all the penny stocks that we can, and then see which ones we like. And just so happened that one of those and my son, he's a gamer. So, one of my sons, I guess all of them are gamers except for the oldest one. But so my sons are gamers, but my particular 17-year-old, he's like, okay, he's always gaming. So I'm like, all right. So he's like, well, let's check out GameStop. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I'm not really, I got a GameStop membership and all of that, the whole card and all that stuff. And so I was like, yeah. And so then eventually, what happened? The GameStop stock blew up. And so he comes rushing into my room like, look, man, we hit. So I was like, it's like, how the old ladies in the neighborhood, when they hit the lotto, they hit the number, the policy man comes through and they be like, yeah, baby, I got it. I can, I'm in on the money this week or whatever. So it's the same type of deal. And basically playing a stock, and I know y'all remember, if you don't remember the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, think about that movie. And, basically he was like, you guys are a couple of bookies. He was talking to the two old men that placed a bet against him. And so, or one placed a bet against him, the other bet on him. But that's what it is. That's all all the stock market is, so you stop being afraid of it. All it is you're betting on certain companies, corporations, et cetera, bonds, stocks, whatever it is, you're expecting for them to either go up and be successful. And that's the whole thing. And if you invest in a company and it blows up and you're successful, then you get more money. So, for example, I'll give you the lady that was the secretary at Microsoft, and she they couldn't afford to pay her, so they paid her a little bit of money, and they paid her the rest of what they owed her all the time. They paid her in stocks. Well, come to find out, one day, they're just going, human resources is reviewing all the files of the people that work in the company, and they discover that she is a multi-millionaire. Why? Because she never cashed out any of the stock. All right. So she never cashed out any of the stock, and as the stock kept rolling and rolling and rolling over, and eventually she had millions of dollars. And the same thing could be, like for example, the people that invested in Amazon. I saw a picture of the original Amazon. The dude had, Jeff Bezos had Amazon written on a dry erase board, and he had a computer and a couple of other things on a desk I think it was '94. And now the company is worth billions. I mean, triple digit billions, not just 1 or 2 billions. It's like 100. They said it was like $160 billion. Crazy, right? Crazy. And I guess like 120 of it he made during this pandemic. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So, but he kept investing. And the other thing is Master P is what? Invest in yourself. Invest in your own stuff. See that, a lot of people, they always out here looking for somebody to up them some money or to loan them some money or whatever. But just take what you got and keep investing in yourself, and the same principle will apply. Eventually you'll keep investing in yourself, and eventually you'll find yourself at the goal that you desire. So that's very important. Very important. So keep on investing in yourself, and then find companies that you can invest in. And here's how we kind of did it. So we looked for the penny stocks, and then after we found the penny stocks, then we tried to decide, is this something that people, and this came from my dad, when he was in the automobile business, and he'd be like, hey, look, is it something that people want or something that people need? And if it's not a want or a need of people, or an amusement of people, then it probably won't be successful. But if it is, then it probably will be successful. So if you could think about all of the stuff that, that back in the day, you didn't really think about, just like, like people think about fast food and stuff like that, but people need fast food, or people want fast food. They desire it. That's how come a lot of the people that are billionaires started off in the food business. Pizza, burgers, hot dogs, stuff like that. And they made millions of dollars off of stuff like that. So don't discount anything. And then when you look at those stocks, decide or not, just like we had this one, and I won't give names of the companies because I don't want to be giving investment advice, specifically, because I think that's illegal. But, we looked at, there were like companies that were making certain products that I know that people like. So, and the stock is like $1. So yeah, give me 100 shares of that. So you put $100 in a company, and then all of a sudden they blow up. You are at least 100,000 there. And sometimes if you just let the stock stay, be patient, which is Warren Buffett always, that's one of the things that when I was reading his stuff, it's like he's always talking about being patient. Don't always be willing, like day traders, they're not patient. They're like trying to hit a big score real quick. But other people basically are patient about what they're doing. So invest in things. And if you don't have a business, invest in somebody else's business. That's another thing that black folks don't do. We don't help each other out. It's like a whole bunch of chiefs and no Indians. Well, if you're an Indian, you can make just as much money being an Indian as you can being a chief. If you're investing money into the right people. If you hear about somebody and they have a right then, I remember I had a friend, and he made beer, and this was like 20 years ago, before all of these craft beers, and but he was making craft beer like 20, 30 years ago. And now it's like one of the biggest businesses, biggest markets out there, out of anything. So that's what I'm saying. So if and the beer was delicious, it was great. It was a great product. So if somebody else has got a great product, then go to them and invest in them. That's what we don't do as black people. That's what we don't do. And we got to start doing that stuff in order to be successful economically. And we start talking about building generational wealth and all that kind of stuff. Well, do what needs to be done. Anyway, fast 15 minutes is up. I got to go. I still got more to talk about this whole issue of money and making money, investing money, all of that stuff. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, but most of all, as usual, hit the love button.